Hello everyone, this is Paige Sterling Fox and this is my video share of the layout that I created for the bucket list challenge from Heather Little for her reaching 300 subbies. And at first I wasn't going to do this because I had a lot of other scrappy projects on my list, but I was inspired by the theme and got to thinking about what I have done on my bucket list and what is yet to be done, and kind of got inspired by that. So this layout did not take me very long to complete at all. I did it this morning, last minute for the submission, but done nonetheless. So for this I chose a map piece of pattern paper, and this is an old one that I've had for quite some time. I don't even know who it's by. I think it's fairly generic. And then because the paper was somewhat thin, I backed it on another piece of cardstock, on My Mind's Eye cardstock that has the gradient from blues to greens, which I thought went well with the paper. Then I chose this photo. It's a photo of me from this summer where I was out walking a trail at a cottage that we had rented and enjoying the sunny day, and it just seems to feel to me that sense of fulfillment and adventure and exploring that my bucket list contains. And then I had the overlay, and I forget who did these overlays, but this one I've always wanted to use, and it says "Go on an adventure." So since so many of our bucket list items usually contain that element of adventure, I thought that was appropriate. So I first made a list, just a very rough list of things that were on my bucket list. But then I realized that there were several things that I had already completed that have been on my bucket list for a number of years, say the last 20 years or so, and I have completed many of those things. So I wanted my map to represent not just what is yet to be done, but also to celebrate some of the things that I am most proud of. And so I had these wood veneers that came in a Scraptastic kit some months ago, and I had not been able to use them, so I was pretty excited. I think these were from one of the summer kits, so I was pretty excited that it seemed that they added up to the same number of things that were on my bucket list items. And so I started writing them out, and what I did was I acknowledged closest to my picture those items that I have already completed, which, you know, include having a happy marriage and 2 lovely children, that I've already done a fair bit of traveling, 17 countries and 45 states, that I did swim with the dolphins, and I'll tell you about this one in a sec. And I have a job that I enjoy. I wrote a book, which was a big item on my to-do list, and that I played an instrument when I was in high school, and that was something I always wanted to do. Then the interesting thing about the swim with the dolphins is that I thought of it after I had already completed the other pieces, and that was also the same as I went to lay out the bucket items that are yet to be completed. I was kind of placing them geographically similar if they had a geographic component, so going to New Zealand with my husband, doing an African safari, touring in Italy, and then I went up and had taken an Alaskan cruise. So those were kind of my geographic ones. But as I did that, I saw Ireland here on the map and realized that that was totally on my bucket list, and I also had not completed that. So I didn't have any more of these cute little wood veneer tags, and wondered how I could make something that was similar. So luckily I remembered that not only do I have I do have a Spellbinders, I have a few of these Nestabilities, so I had the tags that were very similar in shape. And then in the summer I had got from Scrapbook Nerd, which is a Canadian online store, I had purchased this sheet of, it's pretty much a very, very thin wood veneer. If it's not actual wood veneer, it certainly feels like it. It's got the it's thin, but so were these tags, and it certainly has the quality of the wood. So I just used the Spellbinders tag to cut out of the wood veneer, and then I used just like a alcohol marker to go around the edges to make it look the same, and I think they turned out pretty well. They're slightly darker, but to me, they're good. So I was able to add that I have been swimming with the dolphins and that I wish to go to Ireland. So the only other to-dos that weren't geographic related was that I would love to have another dog. We had a black lab and unfortunately lost her a few years ago. She was almost 14, so I miss her very much and feel ready for another dog, but my husband's not quite there yet, so we're waiting. And then the other one that's part of I'm part of the Scrapping Off the Weight community on Facebook that Sarah started, and really enjoying that. And part of that long-term why I'm doing it is that I wish to be healthy and vibrant so that I can be involved in my grandchildren's lives. My children are still young, they're only 11 and 7, but I want to be around for a long time so that I can support their families as well. So that is all I did at the end of adding those labels, was that I spelled out bucket list, and that's from Heidi Swap's glitter foam stickers, and I stamped with the Heidi Swap stamp the date today, January 31st, 2015. And it will be fun to see how my bucket list evolves over time. I'm sure I'll think of something else I've missed soon after putting this in the album. But Heather, congratulations on your 300, and thank you for the opportunity to participate. I really enjoyed this layout. Thanks so much, and have a great scrappy day.